People say most serial killers are men. Yeah, the ones that get caught. But maybe that's just because women are better at cleaning. Come on, ladies. Hiding bloodstains, that's your specialty. I was watching this incredible documentary about this woman that teaches sign language to gorillas. It's fascinating. So I'm about, I don't know, 20 minutes into this thing, and my girlfriend walks in, sits down next to me, we start watching together. Like 5 minutes pass, I glance over, and she's just gently weeping. Like crying her eyes out. I said, what's the matter? She said, I just think it's so sad there's so many deaf gorillas. Now, it's not what this evening's about, but there's this thing where for just £20 a month, and it's nothing really, I help support a young Ukrainian. You get these lovely video messages and it just feels good. Look, if you're interested, the website is OnlyFans. Trying to just start doing my bit. Take that, Putin. So sorry, just come along. I'm not saying I'm a saint. Christ, far from it. But there's a hospital very close to where I live, and I visit once a month, and I go around those wards, and I try and make those patients, even if it's just for a few minutes, I try and make them really believe I'm a gynecologist. Well, I get self-conscious being famous, so I had a thing. Okay, tell you a story. I got invited to this Eyes Wide Shut style, super exclusive tech party. Not Diddy, not Epstein, but not that. Along those lines. So I got invited to this thing. I wanted to go, but I didn't want people to know that I was there, so I went incognito. I disguised myself pretty well, I thought, but sure enough, I'd been there about, I don't know, 20 minutes when I overheard a woman say, "Isn't that quite a small cock for a black guy?" Any man over the age of 50 who's regularly working out is either cheating on his wife or thinking about cheating on his wife whilst fucking other guys at the gym. I'm getting older, so I thought I should get everything checked out downstairs, front and back, prostate, testicles, the lot. But when I asked the guy, "Does everything look all right?" he just drifted back off into the woods. My girlfriend bought this incredible anti-aging cream, and this stuff really works, but you've got to rub it into everyone else's eyes. When my girlfriend's around, I eat fairly healthily, but when she's not around, I fuck up women. I was really craving a McDonald's, but then I felt sick when I thought about what's actually in one. Poor people. It's funny because I'm rich. I know you're not meant to say that, but there's a lot of things I say you're not supposed to say. Fact. I think I might be the last person in Britain that still says fat. No one says fucking fat anymore. We now say curvy. Or if they're really fat, then we say morbidly curvy. And I'm empathetic, you know I am. I know it can be hard in our culture for fat women to love themselves. I'd suggest taping a dildo to a stick. Yeah. You can reach around the gunt. Yeah. Of course you call it a selfie stick. Yeah. I got accused of fat shaming. I said, come on, lighten up. I had an incident after a show, so done a gig, and this a larger lady, proper fucking unit. came up to me. I say she came up to me, she pretty much fucking surrounded me. She said, "You don't know what I go through every day." I said, "2 pairs of leggings?" She said, "You should walk by in my shoes." I said, "So should you." She said, "Inside every fat woman is a human being." I said, "You spit them out right now." Now, there's young people in here this evening, so I want to say this. I know, we all know, condoms don't feel as good when you're having sex, but I don't think young people fully appreciate just how much wearing a condom reduces your chances of transmitting DNA evidence. I actually like it when the girl puts the condom on for you, but I was asked to leave the pharmacy. Condoms are for dickheads. Dildos are for pussies. Lube is for assholes. Anal sex is fucking shit. It's a mixed ability group and that's fine. Did you know, and I only found this out recently, did you know that women can come? My girlfriend's capable of having multiple orgasms. She had 3 last year. I was having sex the other day and my girlfriend farted. And thank God she did, because I hadn't realised she'd come home. Someone used AI to make a video, make it like a sex tape of me having a threesome. Is the story my girlfriend believes? Has anyone here ever had sex on camera and it's been uploaded to the internet? Well, I'll ask in a different way. Has anyone here ever stayed in an Airbnb? I don't know if anyone else would have done this. My girlfriend and I, we filmed ourselves having sex just in case in the future we ever have difficulty, you know, getting our children to leave home. Come in here, you two, there's something we want you to see. That's Daddy taking Mummy to Pound Town. My ex used to have sex with me on camera until one day she realised. I do sometimes still see my ex-girlfriend, usually after heavy rain has washed away the topsoil. Really? That's the one that fucking did it, isn't it? What? Hang on, I'm gonna have a drink. What was that? Yeah, that's fine. What a fucking fun room. My girl and I. Hey. My girlfriend and I, we've been together for a long time, and I wanted to ask her if she finds sex with me boring these days, but we were in the middle of having sex, and I didn't want to wake her. When we first got together, though, my God, it was hot. When we first hooked up, I discovered she's a squirter. It was pepper spray. I joke about my girl a lot, but genuinely, my only problem with her is that. Terrible hand jobs. What is she even doing? Listen, while I've got you, Manchester, a quick public service announcement. Manchester, ladies, the secret to the perfect hand job? Use your mouth. You're welcome, enjoy the holidays. I'm always on tour. I'm always on the road, and out on a balloon, My girlfriend said to me the other day, when you're away from home, do you ever fantasize about me? I said, my God, of course. I imagine I'm in a swanky 5-star hotel, it's late at night, there's a knock on my door, and standing there in the hotel corridor in full police uniform is a policewoman, and she says, they did everything they could to try and save me. I get emotional, she consoles me, one thing leads to another, motherfucker. Sorry, what was the question? She asked me the other day if she was the most important person in my life, and I had to remind her that we've got 2 kids now, so she's down 2 places. Number 17. If there was ever a house fire, God forbid, and I had to choose between saving my girl and saving my children, it would be impossible because I'd be carrying a dog and 15 hard drives. According to my girlfriend, and watch out for this if you're in a relationship, according to my girl, the biggest sign your relationship is in trouble is if one partner shows contempt towards what the other stupid bitch is blathering on about. We went to see a relationship counsellor. Has anyone here done that? One single woman over there. Right. I'm guessing that didn't go great, did it? I wouldn't recommend it. I couldn't in good conscience. It's a weird thing. If you go and see a relationship counsellor, it's like your partner is talking behind your back. But you're there. You're expected just to nod along as they fucking slag you off. So my girlfriend accused me of being dishonest and disrespectful, and the relationship counsellor agreed. Which I thought was a bit much, especially considering it was a prostitute I was paying to pretend to be a relationship counsellor. I've been with my girl now almost 25 years we've been together, and that's something, isn't it? It's not nothing. And she said to me the other day, she said, "You miss having sex with other women?" I said, "No, of course not." But I think I would if I stopped. No one here knows her, right? I don't think anyone here knows her, so I can tell you this. For our 25th anniversary, I'm going to surprise her with a once-in-a-lifetime hot air balloon accident. Well, what else can I fucking get? She's got everything she fucking needs, trust me. My girlfriend's got so many pairs of shoes, the bottom of her wardrobe looks like an exhibit at a Holocaust museum. Oh, there it is. That's what we came out for, isn't it? A few jokes. Look, I like it when people join in. I like a heckle, I like questions. If anyone has anything they would like help with, or if you want jokes about anything, please have at it, Manchester. Tax returns, why haven't I married my missus? Alright, let's do those. First things first, a lot of jokes in the show. I'll answer that one from the heart, if I may. I've been with my girl 25 years, that's true. We've got 2 incredible children. We've got a very happy life. Genuinely, I look at my girl and I think, I could do better. Fundamentally, I'm just very environmentally friendly, and I don't think any household should have 2 cars. What's it? Where am I going to sleep when I get home? Do you think my wife will be upset? She'll be alright. She's got quite a good sense of humour. That was one of the key items I was looking for. And sometimes she gets upset by a joke. She cries all the way back to our mansion. We had tax returns over there, happy to talk about it. As you are aware, I have on occasion been publicly shamed for tax avoidance. Not tax evasion, there's a big fucking difference. It's about 18 months in strange place. Well, look, when that whole thing happened, I was on the front of the papers, you know, publicly called out by the Prime Minister. He came out, he did a press conference at the G20 where he talked about nothing other than my personal tax affairs. When that was all going on, I never once mentioned the millions that I've given to charity because I thought, well, at this point, lying's not going to help. Any other questions? What else have we got? Go ahead, we'll have one down there. Go on, what you got? I look like a politician. Yeah, I'm wearing a suit, if that's what you mean. I realise it's confusing for you because I'm not up on charges. What, sorry? What was that one? The crazy dude? Yeah, go on. Do I dye my hair? Motherfucker, I've had a hair transplant. Do I dye my hair? Don't bring a fucking knife to a gunfight. I've had a fucking I'll tell you about it, my friend. No fucking secrets here. So, what they do with a hair transplant, the issue with a hair transplant, I think, is it's got transplant in the name. So people imagine there's a donor. There's no fucking donor. I was not ghoulishly waiting by the phone for news of a motorcycle accident so I could nick a quiff off a corpse. No, not how it works. What they do with the hair transplant, they take the hair, they take it from what everyone's got. It's quite socialist in a way. They take the hair from where you've got loads of hair around the back there, they pluck it out individually. It takes fucking hours, they pluck it out, and then they replant it wherever you need it. For me, up the top there. I mean, it works. The downside is, you know that sensation you get where the hairs on the back of your neck stand up? Well now, if I get that, this bit goes fucking spiky. If I get creeped out, I look like fucking Tintin. What else we got? Go on, what you got, man? Who's my favourite nonce? Very good question. I'm going to go Michael Jackson. And I'll tell you why. Because a lot of nonces are, you know, the famous ones, they do something artistic and then they're nonces on the side. But Michael Jackson sort of married the two. I'm sure you're aware. What's Michael Jackson most famous for? Like the one image. It's probably Daddy talking. So Michael Jackson is probably most famous for the moonwalk. That incredible moment where he did the moonwalk. People lost their fucking mind. And all the moonwalk was this. I know I'm not nailing that, by the way. But that was the moonwalk, right? And that was developed. Actually, I don't know if you're aware of this, you might not be, but that was developed for sneaking out of kids' rooms. Just what they're doing. And then what else do we have? What, sorry? What do I think of boats? They're fucking essential if you're at sea. You mean the boat? What do I think of Keir Starmer? Okay, we'll deal with both of those. Fucking why not? Every time I look at Keir Starmer, I think, well, somewhere in the Midlands, there's an Asda missing its manager. He's a limp dick, isn't he? I'm not slagging off Asda, by the way. I fucking love Asda. Who's with me? Fucking Asda are great. They do a wonderful job keeping the scum out of M&S. I misjudged this. Keir Starmer's he's always going on about his working class bona fides, as well as saying, oh, my father was a tool maker. We know, mate, he made you. I said, on the boats thing, if we're serious about stopping the boats, we need to focus our attention not on the people that are coming here, but on the countries they're fleeing from, and make it easier for people to drown there. What, sorry? What's my stance on midget porn? a low lunge and then in. Unless you're getting sucked off. That is very convenient, thinking about it. So fucking, I upset the dwarves once. I said I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw it. I love dwarves. But I did upset them on one occasion doing jokes, and I said, come on, be the bigger man. I had to up security at my house. I say up security, I've got baby gates. What's we? Nugget palm. It's palm I don't have arms or legs. Okay. I very rarely use their arms or legs, so I'll be fine. What's we? Cash and Karen. Nugget porn is cash and Karen. Oh, what are you using as a handle? Any other? What's we? Darkest joke. Oh. Well, I'll do some very dark jokes at the end, don't you fucking worry. Sweetheart, you're going to be fine. But if you mean like a kidney punch joke you can tell in the pub, I'm happy to oblige. What's the difference between jam and marmalade? Well, you can't marmalade your cock up a bird's arse. What's the difference between a lentil and a chickpea? Well, I wouldn't pay £500 to have a lentil on me. But then we'll come to you. Just one more. He likes the egg ears and he wants something with a bit of spice, a bit of pepper. I'm happy to help. How'd you make a gay fuck a woman? Shit in her cunt. There's a couple of young fellas going, would that work? I don't know. What was yours there, mate? Oh, man, that's very nice. It's a nice thing. It's a very nice thing that my friend gets that response when he comes up. Because, you know, I miss him a lot, but it's that thing of, I suppose, the good side of social media is people are constantly sending me clips of me losing my shit laughing at him. I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you about when I met Sean. I met him at the Kilkenny Cat Laughs Festival. It's an amazing comedy festival in Ireland, and I'd never met Sean until like 25, 26 years ago. We're both just starting out playing tiny little rooms, and I knew Sean by reputation. People said, oh, he's very good, he's the man. So, finished my show, rush over to see his. He's already on stage when I arrive, and I sort of sneak in the back of the room, and the first thing I ever heard Sean Lock say was, how do you stop a dog from humping your leg? Pick it up, suck its cock. And I remember thinking, yeah, we're probably going to be friends. It's fucking great, because not only do you have that incredible, surreal, flight of fancy kind of mind, but also, you look like he was there to fit a gas boiler. Inbuilt bathos. Any others? What else? When am I on Joe Rogan again? I don't know, next time maybe in Austin, I would imagine. I very much like chatting to him, so yeah. What? You hungry? Do you need a Rubik's Cube? What are you saying? A bum. Hubbard a bum bum? Oh, go on, let's better. Go on, what is it? I speak the mumble. Well, go on, what are you going to say? No, you can heckle, you're allowed. You're just not good at it. Sorry, the lady's applying £500 of pressure to his leg. Fucking shut up. I know you're a dick, I don't need everyone to fucking know. Alright.
You shut up.
What do you say, man? You bought my book? You can't read. That's aspirational for you. That's a waste of money unless you've got a wonky table at home. Thank you, man, I appreciate it. What you got? What do I think of P. Diddy? I feel bad for him. I do. Worst name to have in a court of law. Did he? Yeah, he fucking did. Seems fair. Might as well have been called guilty. What you got? What's he? Prince Andrew. Oh, I think you're talking about the artist formerly known as Prince Andrew. Yeah, he's actually stepped back from royal duties to spend more time with the kids. I feel a bit bad for Prince Andrew. What does he tell people now, other than it's just Andrew? Because they must ask, what do you do? He has to go, oh, I don't do anything. I used to do nothing, but they let me go, so now I do fuck all. I've got an idea for Prince Andrew. It's an odd idea, but bear with me. I think it's a good idea. So, obviously, guys, in the royal family, what do they care about? Reputation and legacy. That's what the royals care about. Now, I've got an idea for Prince Andrew. I think what Prince Andrew did, because at the moment, his legacy, his reputation, in 25 years, if I say Prince Andrew, you will say Pedo Prince. Pedo Prince, nonce, yeah. I could change that. What we do, we buy Prince Andrew a ticket to South Africa, Cape Town. Go to Cape Town, you could do a thing where you get in the water in a metal cage with sharks, great white sharks. I say Andrew goes and he foregoes the cage. He just jumps in the water with the great whites. They rip him to shit. A very unpleasant 30 seconds, but in 25 years, if I say Prince Andrew, you go, eaten by sharks. I suggest we great whitewash his reputation. It's a good idea. Does anyone here work in the emergency services? Anyone here a first responder? Oh, okay, back me up on this story. So I drive a lot late at night. So about a year ago, I was driving home from a show, and I was first on the scene at a very serious motor vehicle accident, right? So no one around. First step, I do the responsible thing. I put on the hazard warning lights, I phone the emergency services, and the operator said, "Will you do CPR until the ambulance arrives?" I said, "There's no point." They said, "It's protocol." So, I'm doing the chest compressions and the mouth-to-mouth. I can't have been waiting more than 15 minutes for this ambulance to show up. I cannot tell you how exhausted I was running between the head and the body. Oh, fuck it. That's a joke. I mean, there was an accident, but stop. I need to fucking slow down. Yeah, truth be told, probably my fault. I want to get your read on this, Manchester. So, some of the parents at my kids' school, they want to ban one of the books in the library because it has a kid in it with two dads. What do you think? Personally, I've got no problem with the Bible. I remember when I was a kid telling my priest at confession that I felt ashamed for masturbating, but he said, "Shut up, you're ruining the video." My priest told me if I masturbated, I'd go blind, and that's why he had to do it. Is that bullshit? Yeah, well, there's another thing Keir Starmer did this summer, when no one was paying attention this summer. The Labour Party lowered the voting age. No one was asking for this, right? The voting age has been 18 for as long as anyone can remember. They've lowered it to 16. You can now vote in a general election when you're 16, which I think is actually fair enough. I think it's fair enough, because if someone's old enough to suck my cock, it seems only fair they should be allowed to vote in a couple of years. I've got an Italian friend, and he's got the most beautiful olive skin. He's got that thing that Michael Jackson had, where he puts his cock in kids. My most embarrassing moment from childhood, I was with my parents watching When Harry Met Sally, and they start having sex, and I'm trying to watch the film. Growing up, my babysitter had the most incredible tits. I was obsessed. A big, soft, pillowy perfection, then burned into my memory. One time, I even got to touch them. I'll never forget Fat Mike. I went back to the old neighbourhood and I visited the house of the first girl I ever had sex with, and I asked the owners of the new house if I could come inside. They said no, which just added to the nostalgia. I was about 15, 16 when this happened, young and dumb. So we were all at the swimming pool, big group of us, and there was this girl I had a huge crush on. I just thought she was terrific. And in front of everyone, like a fucking idiot, in front of everyone, I asked her out on a date. And she said, in front of everyone, I don't date fatties. I was mortified. I spent the whole summer working out. Did the cardio, dropped the fat, did weights, got strong, and at the end of that summer, I went back to that swimming pool, and I drowned her. Once when I was a teenager, I stumbled across a dead body in the woods, and I remember thinking, fuck me, it must be walking in circles. At school, my partner was head girl. Not an official title, but that's what they call her. Seriously, she could suck the bend down the river. That's an expression. I was cleaning out the old house and I found my dad's collection of vintage porn. But I didn't watch it because that's not how I want to remember them. Well, if you didn't like that, you will not enjoy this. I must have been about 19 because I was home from university for the summer, and I was staying in my old childhood bedroom, and my mum burst into my room without knocking whilst I was having sex, and my mum screamed so loudly that our family dog turned around and bit me. Are there any teenage girls? Have you got any teenage girls? I realise that question reads badly in this day and age. Someone over there, what's your name? It's gone a bit fucking quiet. Where's the teenage girl? You don't sound teenage, man. Yeah, I'm a fucking teenage girl. Are you attempting to catfish me live? I admire the optimism. Go on. Karen, what age are you, Karen? No one's buying that. Well, we got any teenage girls? Is there one there? What's your name? Well, Alicia. Gives away Alicia. And how old are you, Alicia? 19. Okay, well, look, I'm sure you're great, Alicia, but my point stands. Teenage girls are shocking these days. I had a girl last week, can't have been more than 15, 16, shout at me, "Get your cock out!" I barely had it in the last 2 minutes. Now I'm sure that's not you, Alicia. I bet you're a trooper. It's hard just talking to teenagers. There's a whole new vocabulary, terms like gender fluid. I'm like, just swallow my gender fluid and I'll go! Of course, a lot of kids carry knives these days. It must be a really scary time to be a paedophile. I heard a guy recently say paedophiles should be bloody well hung. Probably best if they're not, man. Statistically, there's at least one paedophile in here this evening, and God knows how many more in the audience. Well, people tell me I shouldn't joke about paedophilia because it is a very serious topic, but if I didn't stand up here and tell these jokes, how would I be able to justify my online research? Now, I'm very happy to make jokes about paedophiles, but the truth is, if someone touched one of my kids, I don't care what the law says. I would fuck one of their kids. Fair's fair, right? Fair's fair. I was in a restaurant in London last week and there was a thing on the menu that said no trans fat. So I thought, really, they should serve anyone. If Sam Smith wants to eat in here, who are we to tell him no? I don't want to be disrespectful towards Sam Smith, but they is a fat fuck. It's a weird world we live in now, isn't it? When we're saying they is a fat fuck is less offensive than saying he is a great singer. And I'm very careful, you probably notice this, very careful not to get drawn into the debate as to whether trans women are women or clearly not. And I'm not going to talk about the whole trans women in sports thing because frankly, I don't know enough about the science of cheating. The big question now is, should men that self-identify as women be allowed in women's lavatories? Because if they are, then I've wasted a lot of money on surveillance equipment. Well, according to the Supreme Court in Great Britain, trans women are not women. It's a real kick in the balls for the trans community. It's a silly joke, right? Just for telling that joke, I got called a transphobic cunt. By a trans woman. I thought, that's not very ladylike. And I didn't like what the little fella said. Right, this next one could divide the room. Strap in. You'll like this. When you've fucked a few pre-op trans women, you realise these cunts are full of shit. And hey, I get it. Gender is a spectrum and it goes all the way from, do you know what, I would, right the way up to, what the fuck is that and why has it got an Adam's apple? And look, here's my genuine opinion on trans for what it's worth. I think we'll get there, but we're a long way off. Because real acceptance in our culture, in our society, real acceptance is not a, you're so brave and beautiful, and a round of applause. That is some performative nonsense. That is it's just virtue signaling. Real acceptance in our culture, blink and you'll miss it, I'll show you acceptance. Acceptance looks like this. Not my business, do you think? I can prove it. Yeah, you're all right, right? I can prove it. We got there with gay. It used to be just a generation ago. If someone came out as gay in Great Britain, it was news, gossip, scandal even if someone came out as gay. These days, I'm gay and I'm proud. I'm nuts for butts. I'm cuckoo for cock. I like dicks, deal with it. I'm an old jockey. Mate, I just need a name to write my coffee. What, sorry? Where's Alan? That's been used a lot, is what I said when I saw your mum's cut. He's just annoyed because I still owe his mum 20 quid. Yeah, 20 quid. I paid for everyone. There's still a little bit of homophobia in our society, and it's always struck me as just so stupid. Why hate a group of people just because of how they talk? Oh my god, I can't believe you said that, what a bitch. I tell you what I think is not fair. Straight women can have a go at being a lesbian on a crazy drunken night out, no one cares. But if a man wants to experiment and explore his sexuality, everyone's all like, get off her, Jimmy, you can't be a lesbian. There's even a term for straight women that are same-sex attracted when they're horny. Spaghetti. Straight until wet. Look at that, we're laughing and we're learning. Oh! Are there any lesbians in? Of course not, comedy show. Is there one over there? Hello? What's your name, my lesbian friend? Phil. Alright, Phil. He's on our spectrum. Any lesbians? So one of them, what's your name? Tracy. Tracy. What? How come you're here? Did you get knocked out of the pool tournament? Tracy, great to have you here. The reason I know, my best friend in the world is a lesbian. I've known her for 20 years. She's legit hilarious. I've got a story. I'll tell you the story. My friend got married. She lives around the corner from me. She got married 5 years ago to another lovely lady. And next step in life, after marriage, they wanted to have a baby. So they went down as a lesbian couple the IVF route, as many lesbians do. Now, here's what not enough people say about IVF. Firstly, it doesn't always work out. Secondly, incredibly tough on you, physically and mentally. Now, my friend's partner is a little bit older than her, so she was the one actually going through it. And she did 3 rounds of IVF over 2 years, fucking hated it, and it didn't work out for them. So they gave up on the IVF, but they didn't give up on the dream of being mums. So they asked me to oblige. We're all clear what we're talking about here. So we tracked her ovulation, and then when the time was right, I went round and we did the deed. And it might sound strange to some of you, but it went really well. Now, obviously, we had to draw up a document saying I had no legal rights over the baby, and that was expensive to do. And also, I had a vasectomy last year, so it's a waste of time for that.
But genuinely, I had a terrific time slinging one up there, Tracy. I think I may have cured her. She's back on solids.
Are you full-time, Tracy? Full-time. Full-time smashing pasties, or are you... There's a lovely Manchester term. Lovely Manchester term for bisexual. Half rice, half chips. Ladies? What, sorry? What about Pete Davidson? What's my response to him? He's a friend of mine. Are you talking about the roast joke I did? Okay, we'll chat about that in a bit in the middle of this. Yeah, my response. What the fuck are you talking about? We're good, we're friends. Relax. It's all fine, it's just show business, baby. Ladies, give me a cheer if you like the guy to pay for everything on the first date. And give me a cheer if you're not a whore. That's slightly awkward for the first group, isn't it? They go, oh, he's right, I fucked a guy for chips. Does the existence of sex workers imply that other women are volunteering? Are there any single ladies? We've got single ladies in? Who's single? You're single? What's your name? Yeah, go on. What's your name? Bryony. Bryony. This tuna tastes weird. Bryony. What a pretty name. I'm picturing some guy fucking 30 years ago going, is it a boy? I've always wanted a boy. Is it a boy? I'm going to call him Brian. It's not a boy. Oh, it's alright. It's Bryony. Bryony, how long have you been single? 6 years? Christ on a bike, I'm on the case, don't worry about a goddamn thing. Are there any single men? Give us a shout, single men. Hey! You're not auditioning for The Walking Dead. What the fuck was that? Yeah. Alright. Single men, pay attention. You're going to learn something. School is in session. So, Bryony, you're a single lady. You're an attractive young lady. Okay, so you want a nice guy, but you get the ick if he's too nice. So, gentlemen, you're walking a line. You've got to be the nice guy, you've also got to be the exciting guy. You're threading a needle between those two. Nice guy, exciting guy. You've got to say things like this. Bryony, can you send me a video of you fingering your arsehole? So I know you got home safe. It's that easy. The only issue now is health and safety. Poor Bryony can slip off her seat. She's like an otter's pocket down there, aren't they? Oh, Bryony now, she's wetter than a spastic's chin. What's the expression? I'll tell you some dating stories, Bryony, just to cheer you up. I got a girl back to my hotel room, and we were making out. And I showed her my dick, and I said, do you think you'd be able to walk after this? And she sort of rolled her eyes and went, yeah, I think I'll be fine. But then she was really upset after when I refused to book her a taxi home. I don't like it when my girlfriend tries to kiss me when she's still got a mouthful of cum, because I'm like, whose cum is this? I was so unbelievably excited the first time a girl let me have anal sex with her. Of course, we ended up with shit all over the bed. But it was fine because I managed to convince her it was her shit. I fucked a vibrator once. Well, the correct term is epileptic. It's great fun. Stick it in, hit the strobe light, let them do the work. No, she was a lovely girl. If she knew I was standing up here making jokes about her, she would have a fit. Now, I'm not allergic, but I've noticed I have a bad reaction to some stuff, like whiskey. Anyone else like a whiskey? I love a whiskey, but I've noticed if I drink too much, I've noticed a swelling all around my girlfriend's eyes. My girlfriend sometimes suffers panic attacks, other times, I'm quite calm about it. Well, we just got the kitchen redone, got that remodeled, they call that now. It looks amazing, but it's unfamiliar. So she was rushing last week, getting something out of the dishwasher, stood up and hit the side of her face on the cupboard door that swung open, gave herself a black eye. And so now when we go out, it looks like I beat her up because she's walking home with two black eyes. I was in our doctor's. Our doctor's has got leaflets about all manner of fucking everything. And they had one all about domestic abuse. And I'm flicking through this thing and it said, wife beaters often only hit their wives once, but the women live in fear for the rest of their lives. And I thought, wait, are they promoting domestic abuse? It's right that we say domestic abuse is actually, it's not as much work as you think. You thought you have to hit her every day. No! It's one and done. Now, there's like 7,000 people in here this evening, so odds are we have at least one bad man in our midst. So I'm going to be serious just for a minute, right? If you're here, gentlemen, with a woman you've ever hit, hurt, or scared, you've got options as a man. Option one, communicate to her in a way that she can believe that it's never going to happen again. She's safe in her own home because you're a changed man. Or if you can't manage that, you've got an option two, leave her because you're no good for her. Now, I realise not having written a little funny bit to the end of that creates a weird atmosphere, but let's just hold this space for a second. Somewhere in the room right now, there's a man sitting very uncomfortably. Good. Fuck that guy. Anything else you'd like jokes about, I'm more than happy to try and help. What, sorry? Brexit? What fucking year is it? Fucking bored of that. Go on, what you got? Bert Kreischer? What do I think of him? I fucking love him. He's the machine. What? I mean, I wish them peace. ISIS? Fucking hell.
ISIS.
Keep it light, kids. Oh, come on. Here's Morgan. Well, I mean, okay. Do I need to be here for this bit? They're responding to you. Fucking, no one was joining in earlier. Now it's like fucking shouting out, yes, please. Good on you. What's it? Trump? Wicked took. Get my cock out. He's already out. Bisco gravy granny. It's gravy, baby. I'll talk about Trump a little bit. That seems to be a thing. I mean, it's a weird thing. Genuine question. Does the amount of, at what point does the amount of spray tan Donald Trump is using become blackface? I reckon he's 3 minutes in a tanning booth away from being Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. It's fucking madness. Of course, when Donald Trump first took to office, little did he know. Well, some people think Donald Trump is a breath of fresh air. Some people think Donald Trump is a fucking maniac. And one thing's for sure, he's a fucking maniac. Very fucking unbelievable. The thing I worry about, I bet it's the same thing you will worry about. Aliens. You worried about it? I'm worried about fucking aliens. Genuinely, I'm worried about aliens. Because what if aliens are real? What if, I mean, they've kind of been drip feeding this story, so we wouldn't even be that shocked. But what if aliens are real, and a spacecraft lands, and the little green men get out of their flying saucer, and they say what little green men always say, take us to your leader. And we've all got to say, oh, could you come back? Because now's not a great time. Go on. What do you think about what? Carlos Mencia, the American comedian? Okay.
What?
Rob Reiner? Well, my heart breaks. Fucking awful. Would I fuck a tranny? Keir Starmer again.
He's a wanker.
Or are you saying Keir Starmer might be a tranny? Jesus Christ, you're feral now. Fucking Manchester. Got what you got? Who, Whitley? Yeah, terrible. Obviously. Christ, you're just shouting out the darkest shit in our world. We've come for a night of comedy. Let's talk about some recent tragedies and humanitarian crises. Let's see if we can squeeze some fucking laughs out of them. Welcome to Manchester. Go on, what you got, love? I'll just do one at a time. Go on, love. Your son? Yeah? Hang on a second, I don't know what he's saying. Okay, madam, land the fucking plane. Where are we going? Land the plane. There's a point to this story. If you remember what it is, fucking tell us. We don't need the preamble. Go on. It's your son's birthday. It's today. Happy birthday, man. It's his birthday, Christmas Day. You think your son is the risen Christ? That's a mother's fucking job. How lovely. Happy birthday, man. What, sorry? You'd like to what? You'd like to move? I don't know what. Shh. You'd like to what? You're trying to lighten the mood. Excellent. Okay. You could have just. Yeah, okay. Go on, love you. Go on, what you got, man? Rachel Riley? Yeah, you would. I mean, I get asked about that. I get asked about that in the most aggressive way, though. I get asked about Rachel Riley. We do Cat's Countdown up here in Manchester. It's fucking at the whatever the Salford Keys, as I call it. Huh? That's not Manchester. You must understand now. I couldn't give a fuck. I mean, I'm not from walking Manchester. You fucking sound like you are. So let's go with it. I get asked about Rachel. So I'll be up in a hotel. People just come up to me in a bar and they'll go, "Have you fucked Rachel Riley?" I'm like, dude. Yeah. You've got to promise not to tell her. She just thinks she gets sleepy when she drinks. Now, obviously that's a joke.
Is it?
It's never going to happen to me, Rachel. Rachel Riley is happily married. I'm also in a relationship. But given half a chance, Christ, I'm off a rat up a drain pipe. I would ride her like a stolen bike. I'm just saying, she's a very attractive lady, she's intelligent, she's also great fun, triple threat. What I'm saying is, if she was my daughter, I'd still be bathing her. Was that across the line? No? I'll try again. What I'm saying is, I would crawl over broken glass to suck the cock of the last man that fucked her. I'm not being clear. What I'm saying is, I would fuck her until the neighbours complained about the smell. What about Susie then? Yeah. I wanted to write a novel. My manager said to me, write what you know. But it turns out he meant, write what you know. It's a weird thing working in comedy because I feel like I've got such an advantage in that I'm working with the English language. And the English language is already so nuanced. There's phrases that blow my mind, they're so smart. Phrases like, you're a very lucky man. Right, think about that phrase. That's a way of saying to someone you've never met, you would 100% fuck his wife, and no one is offended. That is a miracle of communication. Please, allow me to demonstrate. You're a very lucky man. Look at that, he's thinking, yeah, I am. She's thinking, yeah, I've still got it. You're a very lucky man. Look at that, we're all still friends. Better luck next time. They can't all be with us, can they? I'm so sorry, I'm only saying that because it looks like the last thing that fucked you was genetics. I'll be alright. He's in more trouble than me because he laughs. I think it's good to embrace your mistakes, or hug your kids, you might say. Having kids has really made me change my priorities. Like, I used to want kids. Who is got kids? You got kids?
Yeah.
There's good moments.
Yeah.
I remember hearing my son's first words. Oh, you alright? You alright? What's happened? Okay. I imagine in Wetherspoons you are quite the card. I do this for a living. I'm saying there's good moments for having kids. I remember my son's first words. Hi Jimmy, I'm the boy you abandoned 20 years ago. What, sorry? I should have pulled out. Well, I know that now. How is your mum? Yeah, that's motherfucker, as your mum. We were chatting the other day, what's the perfect number of kids? And it's a big decision, but...
One for me.
We're thinking about, getting rid of both of them. Well, the thing no one tells you before you have kids is it's just so goddamn confusing. This is genuinely true. The most common Google search for new parents is my child a genius. You can't believe how smart your kid is. Second most common search for new parents on Google is my child retarded. Here's the thing, Manchester. Those are not separate sets of parents. That's the same parents 5 minutes later. He can recite the alphabet backwards. He's a genius. Wait, what's he doing now? He's shaking his hand, he's clapping again. The weird thing about having a premature baby, and both of ours were very premature, like under 5 pounds, they can't maintain their body temperature that well outside the womb. So they give them to you in a little incubator. Like there's no tubes or wires, they just put them on a little 3-bar heat lamp just to keep warm. And you know in your heart, that's the most important thing in the world, isn't it? But there's a bit in your mind that can't help thinking, they look a lot like Roachy Switchy. There's a lot of emotions being in the gathered, because I wasn't expecting hunger. Well, being a parent changes you. It used to be, I would hear about a sick kid in a coma, and I think, oh, it's terrible. Now I'm a parent, I hear about a sick kid in a coma, and I think, well, at least yours is sleeping. Well, I think people rush into having kids because they ask themselves the wrong question. They ask themselves, do I want a baby? Of course you want a baby, it's the cutest thing in the world. What you should ask is, do I want a teenager? Because no, you fucking don't. Imagine if that's our work. Imagine if after 10 hours of agonising labour, you were presented with a naked, furious 13-year-old. Telling you, I didn't ask to be born. Waking you up all out to give a watermelon fucking vape. When my girlfriend told me she was pregnant, I already knew, because obviously when you're pregnant you put on a little bit of weight, so I know she was pregnant for years. And we had kids later in life, so it won't surprise anyone to learn we had a little bit of help from medical science. Thank you, Viagra and Rogaine. Well, I had kids later in life for a very simple reason. I lacked maturity in my 20s. I remember late 20s, my girl came to me, she said, I'm pregnant. I remember thinking, oh my God, can the baby feel me kick? That's not the controversial bit. Here it comes. I think abortion should be the default, and you have to pass a little test to keep it. Right, simple questions like, do you think it's pronounced espresso? No, no, no. Does the father have a ponytail? No, no, no. If the waiter tells you the plate is very hot, do you immediately touch the plate? No, no, no. My girlfriend keeps telling me she wants to get, and this is a real thing, she keeps telling me she wants to get reconstructive vaginal surgery next year. I said, no, get it now! I don't want to be disrespectful, but it looks like the mask kid shot its way out. You know me, I don't like to be graphic, but her cunt looks like it's shit in bacon. That started a conversation, right? This guy's not going to be thinking that sounds delicious. Yeah. It's not just my goal. Face facts, ladies. If you're 2 or more kids in, you've got to have a JJ like a skydiver's mouth. What do I think of gingers? Are you very ginger? Like how ginger? Like is it proper, you have to wear a balaclava to check your iPhone? Factor 50 just to look in the fridge. Fucking sunstroke from a crescent moon. look like an X-ray of a real boy. Great to have you here. We have a system in our house where every time I swear, I put a pound in the swear jar, and then at the end of the month we go out as a family and we buy a yacht. A kid at our local park got his head stuck in the railings last weekend, and one of the dads went, "Quick, get some Vaseline." I thought, as if he's not having a bad enough day. That guy. Anything else we need jokes about? What else we got? What, sorry? Bonnie Blue. Well, I refuse to sex shame anyone. She works in that industry. You know, you've got to be, if I'm libertarian, I'm libertarian. I say, I would say 1,056 guys in a day. That's a lot, isn't it? It does seem like a lot. I just in terms of, like, I mean, you could have spread that over a week, we would be fine. I would imagine, sort of towards the end of that day, it must have been like trying to separate a toasted cheese sandwich. What, sorry? How much do I want to punch John Richardson? Not at all. I very much like John. He adds a lot of fucking value. Funny boy. I like him. He is. Oh, great. Uncle, what you got? What about Scousers? Sorry? No, there's Scousers in. Security! There's Scousers in! Security! I'm meant to be on fucking high alert. No, I love them. I was there last week and a fucking great time. I could speak a little bit of Scouts. I want some chicken and dan ga ik op je volgende zin. Liverpool's great. I will say this though, Liverpool, it's an amazing town to do comedy in, but I will say this, it's one of the few cities, I think maybe the only city in the world where JD Sports has an evening wear department. Sports Direct have a bridal shop. What's that? What? Married at First Sight? Reese looks like me from Married at First Sight. I've never seen it. I think TV's for being on not watching it. No, I just like to say he sounds very handsome. Reese from Married at First Sight. Gareth, Google that, let's see. Yeah, go on. Hang on, what was that one? What's the youngest I've shagged? I don't know how old you were, mate, but get over it. Did you say anything? Your missus wrote a book and brought a copy. Oh. What's the book? What did you write? Okay, what did you write a book about? That's your missus. Sorry, there's two people that are essentially, it's not just he's punching above his weight, there are different species. This is like, the fuck is going on here? What are you, man, what's your name? Natalia, and what are you getting back at your dad for? Because I would say mission accomplished. I'll show him irresponsible, I'm gonna fuck an old man. Daddy issues much. Fucking fair play to you, good luck my friend. What's sorry? What's the best one? Karen the Bar. Karen was fucking great. That was just Sean, humiliating Sean. Fucking excellent. I would say the best game I've played is Laugh Out Loud. The last one half. That was a fucking great show. And we just recorded the second series, and it's fucking great fun. But I've made some easy money in my time, but fucking hell. What, turn up when no one's allowed to laugh? Alright, I just put my feet up. Now I'm going to talk about something serious. I don't want this to be a down or triggering for anyone, but I'm going to talk about euthanasia. It's been a hot topic this year because they debate it in Parliament. It was my 90-year-old grandfather that convinced me euthanasia is actually an act of kindness. The idea of being a burden disgusted him. So one evening, when we knew it was time, I went round to his, we had a whiskey together. That was always our thing, like PT, the Freudy whiskies, and we got the old family photo albums out, and we looked through them all, at everyone, and we said what needed to be said, and we went upstairs, and we killed Nana. Don't shout out in the middle of jokes. There's join-iny bits. We've got a little thing going called society, fucking keep up. It's always baffled me that we are compassionate enough as a society to put a dog to sleep if we can see that animal is clearly suffering, and yet we seem perfectly happy to let human beings continue living in what can only be described as Wigan. Great chance, isn't it, those poor cunts? There comes a point in life, and it's very sad, where your parents get older, they get sick, and then tragically, they get better. It's a nightmare. You can almost feel that money in your bank account. You'd spent half of it, you had already, and suddenly you're thinking about another 2 years of carers, well, that is going to eat into the inheritance. So you think about being practical. Would they even want to live like this? Just sat there, watching TV, eating in restaurants 3 times a week. Yet another cruise, reading, gardening, playing with their grandkids. It's not living, it's inhumane. We should put them out there misery. I've got an auntie who's 92. 92 years of age, you can imagine. Physically, she's incredibly frail. But her mind is really fucked. She's convinced she's in her early 20s, newly married, and her husband goes to work every day, comes home every night, makes love to her. And I don't want to be the one to tell her that he's dead because of the simple pleasure I get. You didn't even need the punchline on that, just like, of course I fucked up. Now, you're probably wondering why I've asked you here this evening. There is a message to the show, here it comes. Every man in the room should be seeing a therapist once a week. There's about 5 of you on board, I'll get everyone on board. Every man should be seeing a therapist once a week, yeah? No. Women don't need therapy, I mean, get it if you want it. I'm in the middle of something. God love you. Come at me later. It's okay. You're going to be alright. Every man should be seeing a therapist once a week. Women don't need therapy because women have got friends to talk to. I realise some of the men in the room are sitting there thinking, oh, I've got friends. You've got friends, just not to talk to. Think about it. Men do things with their friends. Women talk to their friends about feelings and emotions. Men, not so much. Look, I'll demonstrate. Here's a conversation between 2 women. I feel fat, but you're beautiful. Here's a similar conversation between 2 men. I feel fat. Kill yourself, you chubby faggot. See, the difference is quite subtle, right? Think about it. Body positivity, not a thing for men, is it? We don't call fat men brave and beautiful. No, we call fat men fat to their fat fucking faces. Here's the irony. Men secretly love their friends. Women secretly hate their friends. There'll be women in here right now that have lunch regularly with a woman they fucking hate. And we know because you come home to us and tell us what a fucking bitch is. And women often want to know why are men so obsessed with sex. Well, I'll tell you, the reason men are obsessed by sex is the only intimacy men get. Because as a man, you can never tell a friend that you love him, because you know your best friend in the world came to you and said, I love you. Even though you've known him all your life and you love him back, you wouldn't be able to tell him that you love him. Because, you know, we're hardwired. If another bloke goes, I love you, just to say, gay. Here we are. Who's out with their best mate this evening? Who's out with their best friend? You got best friends? What's your name, mate? What's your name? Dave and Mick. Rick. Dave and Rick. Shh. Dave, Rick. We've had a lot of laughs this evening, mate.
Yeah.
Right, we have one postman. Dave, on 3, I want you to look each other in the eyes. I'm serious. I want you to look each other in the eyes and say I love you to your best friend. If not now, then when? Okay? It's your best friend. Oh, shh. I got this. I'm going somewhere with this. They'll be helping me out. Okay? You've got to look each other in the eyes. You've never said it before. Fucking look each other in the eyes, tell each other, and now I know my audience. I know everyone in here is thinking, I want to shout, go. No. I'm fucking Wigan now. Alright, well, okay guys, on 3. Ready for this? Loud and proud. I'm going somewhere with this, I need your help. Okay, you got it? Alright, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Round of applause for these 2 queers. I realise we are just fucking around a comedy show, but there's a serious point underlying that, which is if you don't open up those lines of communication in the good times, then in the bad times, you're isolated. Isolated men do not do well. I have a friend, very clearly depressed, come to me. He said, having friends is gay, you're right. He said, I'd rather kill myself than talk to a therapist. I said, yeah, those are the options. Guys, don't be shouting random shit out. But shh. It's okay. I think you can probably tell. You've been at the show, right? The last one? Do a bit. Well, when does the comedy start? Bitch, please. You paid 60 quid to be in the room with me. Was it more than that? Can't believe my fucking luck. There's an epidemic, I'll be serious with you, there's an epidemic of suicide, and it's young men killing themselves. I had a friend, I've read about this boy, that hung himself in a wardrobe because he was being bullied at school for being fat, but he survived because the clothes were open. Or maybe those bullies had a fucking point. And men do commit suicide more than women, but women attempt suicide just as much as men. It's heartbreaking, really. They can't even get that right. Well, I think suicide can be funny. Not only that, I think suicide can be fun. But if you're going to be jumping off the top of a building, you might as well be wearing a Spider-Man costume. I think we've got to be more open about this stuff. I plucked up the courage to talk to my girlfriend about suicide, but she won't do it. I'm going to be serious for a second. There is, my problem with suicide is it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And I think people think they want to disappear. I don't think they do. I think they want to be found. And I feel a certain sense of responsibility because I know a lot of people that suffer with depression and suicidal thoughts. They self-medicate with comedy. They watch a lot of comedy and because they feel better while they're watching it. And I feel like if that's you, if you're at the show, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling suicidal, all I would say is don't feel alone. We've all been there at some point. Go and talk to someone. You'll be alright. People wish you well. People do. Well, let's get to the business end of this. Now, every time I write a show, I always write some jokes. What, sorry? You're right. We haven't locked the doors. You can fuck off anytime you want, mate. I'm going to do about another 10 minutes of jokes, and then we're going to fuck around a little bit and mess. And you can mess then. I'm going to do some gags now, if that's okay with you. Okay? Great. So, I always write some jokes and think, well, that could get me in trouble, that could get me cancelled. And then I think, wow, fuck it. Shall we? Yeah! Right, strap in everyone. What do they plant in the ground to stop kids dying of starvation in Africa? Landmines! Shout out to Lady Diana. Well, she didn't put a stop to landmines, but we will. We're wearing seatbelts on the way home, so she saved lives. What are they what are those things called? They're really heavy and full of lead, and they used to keep doors closed. American teachers. What? We can joke about school shootings. We didn't have them, but only because we didn't have guns. If we'd have had guns when I was at school, 100%, we would have had school shootings. 100%. There was a kid at my school, long, dark, greasy hair, always wore black, kept himself to himself. I'd have shot him. Whoever's with him, shut him up. Thanks. What's the best thing for getting chewing gum out of hair? Cancer. Oh. Cancer jokes like the opposite of regular jokes. Funny until you get it. Alright, I'll up my game. This is a bit of a flex, but I need the flex for the joke, so... I was staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel in California.
It's maybe the fanciest place I've ever stayed. It's so fancy. And I'm checking in. As I'm checking in, the guy in front of me in the queue for reception is an A-list movie star. You would all know them. That's the kind of place this is. And he's giving it the whole, do you know who I am? Don't you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Right, I tell you, Bruce Willis. Yeah, I'm going to hell, but I haven't crying yet. I hate it when people say we're pregnant. We're pregnant. Shut the fuck up. I don't care if you've got pregnant girls, get in the fucking van. My girlfriend loves being the centre of attention, except for that one time she got gang raped. Yeah, gang rape, what a nightmare. Queuing. I took some severely mentally handicapped kids to the zoo. They were not interested at all. Apparently, they only accept animals. I can't believe anyone in this day and age would abort a child just because they have special needs. I've got a nephew with special needs, and genuinely, the joy he's brought our family. Honestly, if you could see our WhatsApp messages now. Oh, what's the little read done now? Some deaf people have argued that cochlear implants, by curing deafness, actually represent a genocidal attack on the deaf community. It's not exactly what they said. What they said was, they don't know I'm doing the voice. They're doing the voice. Any deaf people in? Can you shout out? If you're deaf and you use sign language, and then you get Parkinson's, is that like a speech impediment? I tell you what, people in wheelchairs can't stand. But anyone that says that disability can never be funny has just never seen anyone with cerebral palsy try and get out of a hammock. And then you're thinking, how do you get in the hammock? It's another story for another day. Well, at least we all share this sense of humour. Because when you think about it, having a dark sense of humour that we have, this only pays off on the worst days of your life. You get the diagnosis, a close friend dies. When life is too brutal to even comprehend, I feel sorry for the people that are easily offended. Because they've just got to white knuckle it through their worst days. At least on our worst days, we will get to fucking laugh. God bless the fucking laugh. Right, now, the end of every show, I always try some new jokes. You want to hear some new jokes? We'll try. Some of these I'm confident in, some of these might be dog shit, but we'll see. See how we get along. Alright, now, this first one, come with me. Obviously, most of the time, people don't cheat because they want to cheat, they cheat because it's there. Good example, chocolate fountains. I don't want a chocolate fountain, I never think about chocolate fountains, I don't go out and look at the chocolate fountains. But if there's a chocolate fountain there, I'm going to stick my dick in it.
perverted, but do you ever do that thing where you would sit on your hand until it went numb, and then it would feel like someone else was fingering your sister? The shocker there. 2 in the pink, 1 in the stick. Hang on, you're still a teenager. 2 in the goo, 1 in the poo. There. My girlfriend hates birthdays because she says she's always reminded she's getting older and gradually less fuckable with every passing year. And I get it. Maybe I should write something else in that card. Young people care more about the planet than my generation ever did. My niece was freaking out the other day because men now have microplastics in their semen. I said, well, spit it out then. My party trick at college, this is not aged well, but my party trick at college, I could knock a girl out cold with my cock. Not the size, it's the smell. Okay. Oh, I was in America recently, so I've written a bunch of stuff about gun control. Gun control, let's talk about it. Just look at what guns have cost us as a society, right? Guns have been responsible for the deaths of some of the greatest musicians of all time. John Lennon, shot in the head by a Craze fan. Marvin Gaye, shot in the stomach by his own father. John Bon Jovi, shot through the heart. We have to remember the guns the founding fathers were talking about were single-shot muskets. Back then, a school massacre took all afternoon.
They say guns don't kill people, people kill people. Okay, but people don't kill people from rooftops 500 yards away. Take the gun away, the sniper is just a guy lying down, sort of winking at you from a distance. You're right, what? I'm right. About what? About that thing lying down on the roof. Sorry, I probably should explain. These are all jokes. The whole thing is a joke. My brother is a special needs teacher. Actually, I'm not supposed to say special needs teacher. He's a PE teacher. My girlfriend was so angry at me for not washing my hands after I peed. She said you could spread all sorts of germs around the house. So I said, well, you have those germs anyway, seeing as you have my cock in your mouth every other night. But she was honestly so angry to find that out. Alright, that'll do for new jokes, why don't you? Yeah. Yeah. So let's mess around.
Now this is, so every night of the tour I get people to text me, and I do not have a monopoly on this sense of humour. So I've got text, very funny things all the time. We'll have some from this evening, some recent favourites, we'll go through these and then we're out drinking pre-Christmas. Yay! Right. So the first one in, are you Slappy in the Goosebumps movie? I would have argued against, that's the suit I fucking got on, isn't it? Jesus. I'm 51 and my girlfriend is 23. We went out for dinner last night and people kept calling me a paedophile. Everybody ruined our 10th anniversary. That is my new favourite nonce, whoever said that. It's on the screen over there, right, hang on, I'll look. Genders are like the Twin Towers, there used to be 2 of them and now it's a sensitive subject. Oh, well, speaking of which, sorry, I ignored you because I was in the middle of a bit that you mentioned Pete Davidson earlier. Oh, yeah, well, okay, here's the story. So Pete Davidson's an American comic, very funny, used to be on Saturday Night Live, is now acting and stuff, but what you need to know for this story is Pete's father was a firefighter. He was the first truck to arrive at 9/11 on the site, first guy, and he died a hero when the tower collapsed. He was saving people as it collapsed, so unquestionably a hero. So I give, well, wait. You're going to feel awfully conflicted in a minute. So So I was doing the roast of Rob Lowe, one of these Comedy Central roasts, and I stood up, and Pete's there, and we're making jokes about everyone and each other, and I said, I'm disgusted that people will make jokes about Pete Davidson's father. This is not the roast of Pete Davidson's father. That was in 2001. Spicy, not the worst thing I even said that night. There was a lady called Ann Coulter on that roast. Like, she's like a very right-wing sort of. She's tick up, yeah. But look, all I said was, Ann Coulter, you are the most hatchet-faced, right-wing, bigoted come to life. But it doesn't have to be this way. You could kill yourself. People got all kinds of upset. All right, what else we got? Hi Jimmy, my friend's deadly scared of heights, and I'm trying to force him to climb a mountain. Any advice? Who's being forced to climb a mountain? Right. It would amuse me if they're sitting right up the fucking back. Fucking, oh no, hi guys. What seat were you? Fucking back row. Oh no. I would say if you're scared of heights, climbing a mountain is fucking not for you. There's other fucking stuff to do. Pushing up a mountain. Or what? Pushing off the top of the mountain. Have you reverse engineered skiing? Good luck. Right, what else we got? Hi Jimmy, last time you performed in Manchester, me and my girlfriend were on a break. Oh, Ross and Rachel are in. And she took her friend to the show instead of me. You asked her all about it, and she just replied, he's a cunt. Sounds, yeah, very Manchester. Anyway, we got back together and have been getting on really well since we're here tonight. I've been planning on asking her something, and was wondering if you'd help me. Will you ask her to apologise for calling me a cunt? I've got a mate with a lazy eye, we call it mortgage. It's one eye's fixed and one's variable. I used to date a girl with a lazy eye, but the whole time I was with her, she was seeing someone else. We are 3 colleagues working in the marketing and sales department for V-San Moist Cream. Cream against vaginal dryness. Would you mind being our next brand ambassador and join the team? Oh my god. I cannot believe what that V-San Moist Cream, where are you? Where are the 3 colleagues? Here. Alright, love, is there a problem downstairs? I'm not sure whether you work for V-San Moist Cream. You try. We do. What? I mean, surely you would just use some classic Manchester charm. Would you? What's that, love? You're not in the mood. Job done. I would be your spokesman. I could do an advert. I would just be applying your cream gently to my face, and I would go suitable for all colours. All right, what else we got? Do you fancy having a threesome after the show tonight? 2 slots left. Very good. Why did the blind man fall down the well? He couldn't see that well. Yeah, it's like a poem, isn't it? It's great. Can I buy you? I'm not a human trafficker, I just collect old comics. I'll take it. And although, just on a point of order, a lot of this is new. I've got more plastic in me than a lesbian on a second date. Even my iPhone now goes, come on mate, put the code in. My face is like Trigger's boom. Oh, when I started this, I was a
small Korean girl. I hate Christmas. I work all hours to pay for expensive presents for the kids, and some fat bastard with a beard gets all the credit. I guess it's my fault for marrying her. I think we all knew where that was going. What a lot of fun getting there. Hi Ginny, it's Kitty. I went blind about 2 years ago, and unsurprisingly, I wanted to off myself, but your stupid jokes about blind people pretty much kept me alive. Only one problem, I paid £100 for a ticket, and I can't even see you. Please can I come backstage for a sniff stroke test? Where is Kitty? Where's Kitty? Shh. If you're not Kitty, can we tell where's Kitty? Alright, Kitty. Over there. Alright. I'm gonna go tell those Kitty. I'll be 2 seconds. Yes, tight-knit security. Oh, fucking, look at that. You sit down, lads, you'll be fine. Just go and say hello because it feels impolite not to. Oh, you're alright, don't do that. Alright, alright. Hey man, how's things? You alright? Good to see you. Where's Kitty? Hi Kitty. You've got excellent seats, don't worry about that, Kitty. How are you? How are you? You alright? Very nice to meet you. Thank you for coming. How are you? Of course you can, yeah. Nice to meet you. No problem. So what's my yeah, drink it in. That's my wrist there. I'm here. There you go. That's my wrist. Have a smell of my wrist. Yeah. Tell people what I smell like. You know what that is? That's success, baby. What do I smell like? Yeah, the mic's there. Yeah. You can't see it. Well, you're blind. You can't see it. No, I'm wearing a mic. I've got like a headset mic. I'm like Madonna in the 90s. Go on, how do I smell?
Smell like what you had for lunch. Yeah.
Kitty, everyone! Kitty, taking a high five, mate. No, yes! Yay! Kitty, now, take a seat. No, it's all, yeah, don't Christ. How come you went blind? What happened? Did you? Wait, just before... Fucking hell. That's not a great review of the book, is it? I read the book and I went fucking blind. Well, it sounds like masturbation does cause that, so when you stab in the cat too much. Okay, so you went blind 2 years ago. What caused it? How come? No, you're 21. Because you said you were 19 2 years ago. Sorry. Look, I'm going to have to finish off the gig in a second, but security, can we have her washed and brought to my room? That is a joke. Don't bother washing her. There's no point. She's gonna end the evening looking like a plasterer's radio. Well, normally, ladies get upset if you come in their eyes, but she won't give a fuck. Kitty, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you. Too big a room. What is this going to be? Sorry, I fucking wandered off. Are you two alright? Okay.
argue because the first time is in winter, the second time is summer. It's nice to know there's a happily married people. Hi Jimmy, they say laughter is the best medicine, so I didn't bother taking my insulin today. The rest of it's fucking fun. It's a lot of responsibility on me. Jimmy, would you rather give the first 90% of a blowjob or the last 10%? This is a very good question. I think you've got to go with the first 90%. You've got to go with the first 90%. As a heterosexual man, that would be the least pleasant of those two scenarios. Who asked the question? Where are you? Who? Depends how long. You like a big dick, do you? Thanks for sharing, buddy. I think that's all right. I mean, it's one of those strange moral dilemmas, though, isn't it? Go on, who asked? Your wife. She's good though, isn't she? That's too much. Well, what would you... Okay, here's the scenario. You're an inch inside your mum. Gets so much worse. Your dad is an inch inside you. Do you move forwards or backwards?
True.
Forwards, motherfucker. What else we got? FYI, the 69 will only be called the 96 due to the rising cost of eating out. Cool. My mum bought these tickets for me and my ex-girlfriend, but now I've got a new girlfriend who doesn't find you funny, but it's come anyway. Well, I don't know where you are, but you can fuck off. Jimmy, I'm in a predicament, not a predicament. My girlfriend is a twin, and I accidentally slept with the wrong one. I should have been able to tell them apart because Sarah is blonde and Mike was a girl. I mean, you would think, wouldn't you? You would think. My granddad hanged himself on Christmas Day, but out of respect for tradition, we didn't take it down to the sister. My daughter Kirsty, neonatal consultant and a good looker, said you are number 3 on her future husband list, behind James Martin and Paddy McGuinness. The fuck? What can you do to make your way up the list? John said. Right, John? Hi, John, it's your daughter, is Kirsty here? What? Is she here? She doesn't sound like my type. If you had to describe your vagina, Kirsty, would you say it's an outie? Is that like the hall pass list of people they could... Proud to be on the list. What else we got? There's a couple in front of me and my mates. As soon as the guy got off, the girl went on Tinder. Should we tell him? Don't tell him, try and fuck her, you soft cock. Hi Jimmy, me and my wife have decided to get a divorce. Booked tickets ages ago for tonight. Needle and partner our tickets, so we are here together. If you can be funny for me, I'll hopefully see us somewhere for the first time in 10 years. And we'll be fat. Exit, no notes. They say you performed in Manchester twice in your career, once on the way up and once on the way down. Great to have you back. That is my show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Kitty, for coming out. Thank you all of you for coming out. I really appreciate it. Thank you. We did it. We had fun, right? We had fun. I'll see you next time. Take care, Manchester. Cheers.